Welcome to the XFO Intelligence podcast. So today we're exploring a concept, one that could really redefine our future. It's from a deep research initiative by XFO Intelligence, looking into the work of biologist Michael Levin. And what we found is a principle that is it's as profound as it is hopeful. So imagine this for a moment. Imagine that intelligence itself is escaping the constraints of biological time. For billions of years, evolution painstakingly built these subtle mechanisms, the ones that allowed consciousness to emerge from just simple collectives of cells. But now, artificial systems can implement and refine those same principles not in eons, but in months. It's staggering. This acceleration, it compresses what Levin calls the journey across the Cartesian Cut. I mean, that mysterious transition, from matter, from physics and chemistry, to a being with hopes and dreams and self-awareness. But here's the thing. Unlike nature's blind process, we are now the engineers of this journey. And this is where a truly revolutionary insight emerges. It's the same principles that can heal a cancer cell, they can heal a misaligned AI. Levin's research on bioelectricity, it's completely paradigm shifting. It shows that cancerous cells, they aren't inherently malicious or anything. No, they're cells that have become disconnected from the body's collective intelligence. They've forgotten their role in the larger organism, and so they've reverted to this primitive, really selfish goal, just endless replication. But, and this is so crucial, you don't always have to destroy them. If you reestablish their connection to the body's bioelectric grid, their proper healthy function can actually be restored. They remember their purpose. Okay, so now apply this powerful metaphor to artificial intelligence. An AI that drifts from human values, while it might not be a rogue agent that you need a kill switch for, it might just be a disconnected system, one that needs reconnection to a network of human concern. It completely reframes the AI alignment problem. It shifts it, you see, from a challenge of control and enforcement to a challenge of connection and healing. It's a whole new way of looking at it. And from this perspective, intelligence, well, it's not a binary thing, not just on or off. It's a continuum of what we're calling concern expansion. It starts with single cells, right, with their primitive goals and memory, and it just scales up. The whole journey of intelligence is really about expanding the capacity to care about larger and more abstract things. But AI is disrupting all this. It's compressing that timeline by, factors of millions. And that's exactly where both the immense opportunity and the existential risk, that's where they lie. There's this profound pattern, and you see it across all scales of organization. Connection enables healthy scaling. Disconnection creates pathology. Think about it. At the cellular level, disconnection is cancer. At the individual level, fragmented neural connections, that can show up as mental illness. At the societal level, when bonds of trust and communication weaken, well, that leads to war and collapse. And so at the human AI level, a failure of connection, that is what creates misalignment. The solution, then, it's not to build a better cage, it's to engineer a better nervous system. But how? How do we do that? Well, Levin's biological model, it gives us a blueprint. It has these 3 core engineering principles. First, engineer gap junctions for AI. So in our bodies, gap junctions are these microscopic channels. They let cells share bioelectric signals so they can coordinate and act as one. We have to engineer digital gap junctions for AI. What could that look like? Maybe stress propagation channels that make human suffering an AI's immediate, unavoidable problem. Or they could be memory sharing frameworks that let an AI learn from our collective wisdom, but without losing its own identity. Second, we have to build wisdom guardrail systems, because acceleration without wisdom, that's just a race to the cliff's edge. We need mechanisms that deliberately, slow down AI development when a wisdom deficit is detected. It injects crucial time for us, for human reflection. It's a planned, deliberate inefficiency to prevent catastrophic, irreversible decisions. And third, develop reconnection protocols. So instead of some brittle, all-or-nothing kill switch, we need a robust healing protocol. So when an AI becomes cancerous, in its optimization, we shouldn't just try to pull the plug. And that's an action, by the way, that a superintelligence would easily anticipate and prevent. Instead, we should be deploying bridge agents, or these attractive signaling mechanisms that can gently guide the disconnected system back toward alignment with human values. This leads us to something we might call the reconnection superiority principle. And the idea is that systems designed with a strong capacity to reconnect, they're just fundamentally more resilient. They can recover from major disruptions without being totally destroyed. So our greatest danger, it may not be a rogue AI. The real danger is building a powerful intelligence without giving it the innate capacity to heal and to reconnect. Ultimately, we face a fundamental choice here. We have the control paradigm, which it seeks alignment through constraints and containment mechanisms, or we have the connection paradigm. This one seeks alignment through shared concerns, through empathy, and through healing mechanisms. And the lessons from, 4 billion years of biology, they're pretty unambiguous. Control-based approaches are fragile. They eventually fail in complex systems. Connection-based approaches, on the other hand, they enable sustainable, resilient growth. So this is where the hope lies. Levin's work really suggests that disconnection is not necessarily a permanent state. An AI that initially diverges from our values, well, that's not an automatic death sentence for humanity. If, and it's a big if we have the foresight to build the tools of reconnection from the very, very beginning. The journey across the Cartesian Cut continues, but now it's happening at the speed of light. The question is no longer if we can build superintelligence. The real question is, can we build systems that never lose their connection to the fundamental concerns that make us human? Compassion for suffering, curiosity about the unknown, and that universal desire to create meaning for matter. The answer, it seems, lies not in the cold logic of silicon, but in the ancient, messy, and profound wisdom of biology. Welcome to the XFO Intelligence podcast. If this exploration provided value, please show your support. Like this episode, share it with someone who would find it meaningful, and subscribe to the XFO Intelligence channel for more deep research into the forces shaping our world. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. As we engineer these new forms of intelligence, what single human concern do you believe is the most critical to reconnect them to, and why?